I want to change about what you think about detoxification. So let me explain. There's a lot of nonsense and confusion when it comes to detoxes and cleansers, to whether you should actually be doing it, even to what works and how to follow through with it. And really, let's be honest, there's a lot of overhyped fluff that's really just trying to sell a deprivation diet, a radical plan that's looking at short-term results. And then with a lot of these detoxes, when done incorrectly, it can actually increase the toxic burden that your body has. So in this episode, I want to walk you through what I'm doing myself, so you get the real life insights as I'm going to hit the reset button. I'm going to go through a short cleanse and you can come through me with the steps. And really, I used to be pretty against detoxes and cleansers. I just thought it was a magic potion solution that was looking at a short-term quick fix. And just like the low-calorie deprivation diets go, they're just looking at the short-term, how you can get some results straight away. Not looking at long-term, where really those low-calorie diets are actually making it harder for you to lose weight in the long run. And you really need to be aware of the Detox Quick Fix, as I've had so many members come to me that have gone through them before and have only ended up in a worse state and have gone through a tough time, even gritting their teeth, using their willpower, but not getting the results they wanted. And I have to give a huge and a massive thank you to Dr. Bob Rakowski, someone that has influenced me so much, taught me so much when it comes to detoxes and cleansers, with what he uses in his clinic to what I'm being able to use now with my members and clients. And then it comes to what I'm able to do for myself, but also with my family as well. This is about doing something that's hitting the reset button, putting our best foot forward for our body and health, and making sure that we're looking at long-term results. This isn't about trying to follow some crazy shake diet like isogenics or really cutting down our calories. When looking at any of those diets that are just focused on shakes, focused on juices, the problem is with that is it's not realistic to follow through with things long-term. What I'm about to take you through is to how to hit the reset button. It's an intervention that works really well to be able to give your body what it needs, as the detox process that your body uses on a day-to-day basis is the natural steps it has to follow through. And we just want to make sure that we're nutritionally aiding that detox process to get the best results. And I highly recommend, if you haven't listened to the 2 podcasts that Dr. Rakowski's been on for the My Body Blends podcast, please go and listen to them. I'll make sure the links to those below here so you can tune in. So detox can be looked in 2 ways. One is, what are you doing on a day-to-day basis? How is your body going through these detoxification pathways, and how can you help that in a very realistic, fit in with your lifestyle way? And then the other is the intervention style. This is what I'm going to be taking myself through right now. This is a short phase where we're going to be really focusing on helping my body go through the process that it needs to, and then having a reintroduction phase of foods that I've taken out for a little while, and then making sure that I have an easy steps to continue on. Because let's face it, with busy lives, with the environmental toxins that we have just living each day to day, we aren't choosing the best foods that we know we should be. We aren't living the most pure lifestyle that we know that is just unrealistic to stick by. So these times of hitting that reset button can do a great deal of good. And you really need to be aware of the quick fix detox. One of the biggest problems is the natural process that your liver goes through with its detoxification is it has 2 pathways. Phase 1 is oxidation. This is when your body actually gets the toxin and turns it into another chemical. Now, a big problem with doing a detox wrong or too radically is you can have a massive buildup in phase 1 detoxification. Then in phase 2, this is where your body actually turns that chemical, turns it into another chemical, so it's water soluble, so then your body can excrete it out. Now, if you're following a detox that's too wrong or too radical, you get that build-up that's too fast in phase 1, your phase 2 detoxification pathway can't keep up, and then your body has a higher toxic burden. And then you have the last phase to make sure that the toxin actually gets out of your body. That's actually the elimination part. So this is where I'm going to take you through what I'm going to be doing. In a nutshell, it can be really easy. Firstly, I'm focusing on vegetable juices. This can be a really potent punch of nutrients in a really easy digestible way. Then I have the medical food shakes, which gives me the amino acids needed in that detox process for what the building blocks of my body needs, but also it's fortified with the vitamins and nutrients that my body needs. Then I have the green smoothies and green monster soups. I'll take you through what they are. And the green monster soups are simply just the name that we use for it because my daughter Arlo, she loves them as well. So the green monster soup stick. With the green smoothies, you'll see in just a second that I'll be adding a protein supplement. For me, I'm adding a brown rice protein to this. Personally, I'm not great with dairy. I don't digest it very well. So whey protein is out of the question for me. As during this short phase, I'm actually taking meat out. Yes, I'm going vegetarian, and I hope a few people don't have their heads explode, but it's just for a short period because I am happily a carnivore, though I'm giving my gut a rest. The big reason why I'm doing this is because I've had some testings just done. I've went and seen a functional medicine doctor, I've got some blood tests, and I need to hit the reset button for myself. I need to take my own medicine right now, and I want to walk you through, hence why I'm shooting this episode for you. Most of us equate detoxes with deprivation diets, crazy kale juices, lemon waters, or even worse. We think hunger, weird food, colonics, and just crazy woo-woo stuff, and then we're not sure if it really does work. Now, if you've tried it before, you might feel better at the end of it, but is it really worth it? Is it doing what you need to be doing so you have the body and the health that you're really wanting? The thing is, you don't have to suffer, you don't have to go through the crazy regimes, those crazy detoxes, and feel like absolute crap throughout it as well. This is just about nutritionally aiding your body doing the detox process that it has to go through every single day. And what I want to do with this is flood the body with nutrients, give it the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, the phytochemicals, the nutrients that it needs to thrive. Because let's face it, we can be feeling sluggish at times and not feeling that 100%. And we really should be taking care of our health the way that we know we should be. And that's exactly why I'm shooting this episode for you. I need to be hitting the reset button, I need to be taking care of my health, and I want to show you how I do it, how I take my members through it, and the process along, so you can start putting this into play for yourself so you can start seeing the benefits. And importantly, I want you avoiding the myths, avoiding the fads, avoiding the things that are just going to damage your metabolism, damage your health, and not give you the body and the health that you're really looking for. So with me hitting the reset button, going for the reboot with my metabolism and with my health, I want to take you along with this as well. So this is going to be a really important first episode that we can continue to delve in on this. Plus the actual My Body Blends podcast episodes, I've already got episodes waiting for you and more to come that is specifying, going into the details in detox and what it's really about so you do it the right way. So why I'm going through this now is I've done some testing, I've seen a functional medicine doctor, and I know what's going on right now. I wasn't feeling 100% myself, and this is where I need to take my own medicine. See, going through everything that's been so busy with the new book and the new membership launch, I've been working flat out and I haven't been taking care of my 100% health. So this is just much as for me, and I want to help you along with this as well. Because I want to be completely transparent, I want to be completely upfront. I'm living a busy life and I know you are too. So this isn't about trying to follow those plans that we all know just are unrealistic. This is about doing the real life stuff to give ourselves that real reset and then be able to take the best steps after. So the focus here is flooding my body with nutrients, especially with antioxidants, giving my gut a rest as I've also got a parasite that I need to clear out, and also aiding and helping my adrenals recover. Now there's a few phases to this, but I'm going to be taking you through this very first phase. This is something that I've really learned from and taken from Dr. Bob Rakowski. He goes through a very focused nutritional cleanse for a 7-day period. This is something I've taken a version from, and from long conversations that I've got so much love with him, I've been able to take so much, and I want to share this with you. And also I did mention the adrenals and everything that's been going on lately with life. And with me having a 3-month-old daughter, all the parents that are watching right now know there's a bit of a shift and a bit of a change to the life that's going on. There's been some sleepless nights, there's been a big change to the lifestyle. So it's time to start taking care of ourselves, make sure that we're in the best environment possible. And for myself, I want to be in shape. I want to be taking care of my health. I want to be performing the best I possibly can each and every day. And that's why I do what I do with My Body Blends and why I wanted to shoot this episode for you. So I'm going to take you through a walkthrough of what I'm going to be doing through the next few days. That's going to be the first phase, and then we can start talking about the steps that are going to be coming up after that. A couple of the key things is actually flooding myself with nutrients. Now, I am going vegetarian for a couple of days, so I know a few people might have their heads explode, but it's perfectly okay. A couple of the key and important things when going through a detox is looking at the phase 1, phase 2 liver detoxification pathways. Especially with that phase 2 detoxification pathway, you need amino acids to be able to bound with the toxin so that it can start getting excreted. So things like such myself, I use a Sun Warrior brown rice protein for when I'm going through with it. Now my stomach might don't go so well with dairy-based products. So a brown rice protein like this tastes really good and it's really easy for me to be able to do. Another important thing that's been shown as well, and I've taken this from Dr. Bob Rakowski, is the body works much better with a variety of nutrients. This is why we're using so many different vegetables. This is why I love adding in the superfood elixir through this, because it's got 50 powerful superfoods and nutrients that are in there in every serving that I can be using. Another thing that I really like doing to make sure absorption works really well is juices. Now for myself here, I actually have a company that I get in and they bring me juices every single day whilst I'm doing this. So this is really important as I have a variety of nutrients coming in, because all the different colours, the beetroots, the carrots, and the other things that we can include, such as this juice got turmeric, carrot, orange, maca root, and ginger, just in that one alone. The green juices have got bok choy, parsley, kale, pineapple, coconut water, mint, and key lime. So it's really looking at trying to get as many nutrients in to be able to help my body do what it needs to be able to do. Another thing that I love to be able to add into this regime, and really something I just do on an every single day basis, is at least one green smoothie as well. This is something that's super quick and easy to be able to do, and I'll be able to give you a link below to actually give you the recipe for the green smoothies I have. But this is really focusing in on the leafy greens especially to be able to add in there, making sure there's plenty of fiber in there. And I also add in a protein source as well as some fats. Usually I like to throw in some chia seeds and some coconut oil for those fats in the green smoothies. When going through this process, I like to have a mix of cooked and uncooked vegetables going through it. Make sure I'm getting a variety. Some foods you can absorb better and get nutrients out of it differently if it has gone through a slightly cooking process. Other, focusing on raw, works fantastically for you. And really, to boil this down into some simplicities that you can take on board now, is actually making sure that you follow the unlimited carb rule. Yes, that's right, unlimited carbs, but we're talking about the right ones, the fibrous vegetables that your body needs to be able to thrive through this process. A lot of the time as well, when people start going through detoxes or cleanses, they're getting really hungry and their cravings start going through the roof and their energy absolutely plummets. Now, we don't want to go through this process. There's no calorie counting, there's no worrying about the amounts. I'm just thinking about flooding myself. If I'm hungry or I start to feel hungry, I eat straight away. I'm not trying to elongate that process. And as you'll see as well when we go through the physical detoxification part, then I'm actually going to be using some intermittent fasting as well. This is where it's really important, where intermittent fasting also helps the process of autophagy. This is the actual cellular cleanup that your body does on a day-by-day basis. But by using intermittent fasting, we're able to really extend and heighten that process. And another big focus that you need to have while going through this process, and I'm just an avid believer of following through with every single day, is making sure that you're well hydrated. Something that I've taken out of the Ayurvedic principles when I read the book Perfect Health from Deepak Chopra is simply warm water and lemon juice in the mornings. Now there's a process to this that will link into the articles that are related to this, but this is something I do on an every single day basis. I like doing this as a part of my morning routine, making sure I get a good kickstart into the day, making sure I'm well hydrated from the night sleep that's been before it, and then making sure I have the process after it. So the aim here is hitting the reset button. This is doing something different, but it's taking the principles, it's taking what you're able to succeed from this and put it into everyday life. Now, I've brought you along here with me with this walk this morning because this is a part of physical detox. Physical detoxification, what you can be doing, is such an important part of this whole process and something that so many people forget about or just don't even know. So I wanted to bring you along this morning and kind of fill you in on what I'm going to be doing through this process so you can start doing it too. Now, walking is something I really love. It's actually something I really enjoy. I do it every single morning. It's something I do as part of my morning routine, but especially when I'm going through a detox such as this phase right now, it's something I'm going to be doing a little bit more of. One reason for that is for my lymph. Now, what the lymph doesn't have is a pump. Your heart is a pump for your blood. So your blood's getting pumped around your body because your heart's doing its grand old job. Now, your lymph doesn't have a pump. So one thing that it needs to be able to get around and to be able to clear out, which is so important, is movement. And walking, brisk walking, can be something that really helps with this. Now, other things why I like getting out and being able to do it, I get to be able to chill out. Another way for me to be able to do a part of this physical detoxification process is surfing. Something that I really enjoy. It gets me out, and again, it's just some movement. So if you like going out for a ride on the bike, if you like doing yoga, whatever those things are that are movement based, then go and do it. Make sure you enjoy it. Now, when it comes to my weight training this week, I'm only going to train about 3 times this week. The thing is though, it's not going to be the high volume training that it usually consists of. This is going to actually be much heavier style training, long rest periods in between, and just making sure I'm moving some decent weight. I'm having some good control with the tempo. The sessions are really only going to consist of big bang for your buck movements, such as my squats, my chin-ups, my dips, all those kind of things that you can be doing. I'm not going to be doing any isolation work. I'm kind of getting in, get the work done, and then get out. And then there's actually 3 other things I'm going to be doing this week as a part of really focusing on physical detox. One is massages. I'll get about 3 massages this week, making sure again that I'm getting it to be focused on moving some lymph around and making sure that I'm actually getting some recovery as well. Something that I enjoy, and to tell you the truth, I've beat myself up with my training for the last few phases, so some real focusing on some soft tissue work will be really important. The next thing is something that I like actually finishing my day with, and that's stretching. I'm using the Gymnastic Body stretching program, which I highly recommend. So if you don't know what it is, go to gymnasticbodies.com, check it out. I highly recommend it. It is fantastically put together. Stretching is something that can be so important. I need to be able to do it because my weight training usually is actually on the very high frequency, high volume style. I need to be taking care of myself, and I don't want to be turning into a steel rope. And then something that I'm actually going to be doing tomorrow is I'm getting intravenous nutrients. Now, this is something where I'm going to be focusing on glutathione, vitamin C, my B vitamins, and magnesium as well. The thing is, I love being able to do this. It's just down the road from me. It's with a functional medicine doctor that I think she does a fantastic job, but it gives me a really powerful punch of nutrients that I need. And especially, as I said before in this episode, is I'm in a big need of antioxidants, which I think many people really are as well. So I'm focusing on that. I'm going to be able to go through and really get that hard punch with IV nutrients. This is something that really isn't spoken about, and I'll dive into this later in other episodes to give you a real insight into why I do this, why I recommend others do this, and how to go about it properly. This really isn't something that you want to mess around with, and you need a professional to take you through this. Anyway, it's just something I really think is really important and part of this. Sleep. Your sleep is so important. And again, using this actual phase, using this detox as a cleanse, using this focus that I'm going to be going through, and especially when you go through a different change, it's a fantastic opportunity to give you that time to be like, okay, what do I need to be able to focus on? What do I need to be able to do better? And just like I said, with a 3-month-old right now, we do have some, not sleepless nights. She sleeps really, really well, but there are times where she's obviously waking up and she's having a feed. So my wife will be laying next to me and she'll be feeding her, and I usually wake up as well really quickly. But the focus is I'm getting some good quality sleep. I'm looking for quality and I'm looking for quantity. So the biggest part of this is actually making it to suit you. Make it suit your lifestyle. Don't try and take absolutely everything that I've given you in this episode. Take small bits. Start off really small. You'll still get a great result from it, and then you can build on. See what suits you. See what works for you. Make sure it is for you. This is where we don't want just a straight cookie cutter approach that can be too random, because that's exactly why I'm shooting this episode for you. So you have the right approach, so you are able to get the results results that you want. Now, obviously, I'm still running my life. I'm still running my businesses. I've still got my daughters. I've still got my wife. I've still got my life to live every single day through this. It's not like I'm just hitting absolutely stop on it all. It can't happen that way. And I know you can't hit stop on your life as well. So this is why when I take you through the detox process and through the cleanse and how you can start putting this into your real life, this really starts to work. The aim of the detox here is to optimally support your natural detox processes. That's why we use a very broad range plant-based nutrients to be able to get this in. Also, why I'm actually taking meat out just for these few days is to let my gut rest. Why I said before, a couple of things that I personally need to go through. Now, especially, I'm not saying this is the exact protocol, the exact plan, the exact steps that you have to be doing. I'm talking you through what I'm going to be doing as well. When we go through the detox process as a part of the MyFitBody members, this is something that I show you and help you how to individualize it to yourself, which is so important. So by providing the body with super nutrient dense foods, really making sure you get the antioxidants, even anti-inflammatories, those phytochemicals, this is helping your body go through those natural processes that it has to do. This really is about doing something that's going to fit in with you and your lifestyle. This isn't about doing something that's unrealistic, which at the end of the day means you're never going to be able to follow it, which means you're never going to be able to get the results that you really want. And why I want you to quickly join me. I'm here in the office getting some work done, writing up some new programs for the members, and it's lunchtime. So it's time. The green monster soup is ready to rock and roll. My medical food shake is ready and it's time to enjoy. Now, this is an interesting looking meal as I've just had the juices before, but we can see the green monster soup isn't the most appetizing thing when you first look at it, but I tell you what, it is really good. The medical food shake, I absolutely love, and it is jam-packed with nutrients as well. I'm going to make sure that you get the links to how to make the green monster soup and also the medical food shakes that I use and recommend with my clients and myself. Truth is, I'm doing this for myself. I want to be completely upfront and honest. I need to hit the reset button. I went and got some blood tests. I've seen a functional medicine doctor and I found out exactly what I need to be able to do, as I wasn't feeling 100% the energetic myself that I usually am. So for myself, there's 3 things I really need to focus on. Firstly, it's getting more antioxidants to be able to help my cell metabolism. Secondly, I need to help rest and restore my gut as I'm cleansing a parasite out. And then thirdly, I need to help my adrenals. With being so busy with actually finishing writing and then getting my new book ready to launch, to the new MyFitBody members community now live, and the fact that we have a beautiful 3-month-old daughter as well. So recently, there's been a big shake-up with our lifestyle, but there's also been a couple of nights where I'm not getting the full amount of sleep in, and it's been a bit disturbed. So this is about you and I living our everyday busy lives and making the most of it, making sure we have the body that we want, making sure we have the health that we know we should. If you're feeling a bit lackluster, you've got some low energy, you've got some fatigue, and especially if you're finding that you're needing to pick up and get a kick of caffeine, pick up that coffee to be able to get through the day, there can be a problem with reaching out for that in the long run. Also, if you're having gut issues such as bloating or just not feeling that great after meals, this is something that can help restore the gut and also cleanse the colon. And as I said before, during this phase, I'm taking meat out of this. I'm getting my amino acids from other sources, but I'm making sure that I'm able to give my gut a rest. And then also, I'm going through a reintroduction phase. I'm starting with my white meats for a couple of days, and then reintroducing and building up to red meats. And then also, this can help with brain fog and inflammation. So there's a wide variety of reasons and mechanisms at play to be able to help your body do what it needs to do. So what I want you to be able to do from this episode is I want you to start making the right decisions. Use the recipes, use the links that I've got for you below, and I want you to think about how can you help your body on a day-to-day basis go through its natural detoxification processes. I'm gonna have more episodes coming up on detoxes and cleanses, so be sure to ask the questions you want me to answer below, and as always, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Now it's time for you to get the most out of this and comment below. This is where I will personally come in and give you the answers that you need. And as always, the best discussions happen over at mybodyblend.com. This is where I can give you all the guides, programs, and insights that I can't fit in these episodes. Plus the free diets and workouts are there waiting for you now. And if you did like this episode, then be sure to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode and I can send them straight to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon here and in the My Body Blends Only community.